What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our college football channel. We continue with our 2022 predictions. The Wisconsin Badgers are up next. Here are some of the predictions for this Wisconsin team. FPI has them at 8.2 and 4.1. Athlon higher on this team, 9 and 3, has them going to the Big Ten championship game. The over/under is at 8.5. I'm a little bit surprised with 9 and 3 is. This team could go 9 and 3 for sure, but I'm a little surprised the FPI, which is usually very conservative, I'm surprised they don't have them closer to 7 and 5. That surprises me, just again because of how conservative they are, and even the over/under there at 8.5. That I guess that seems about right. But yeah, these are some of the predictions. We'll give our predictions. We'll go game by game for Wisconsin. There is potential for this team to be really good, but there are also a lot of question marks. So let's just start with the defense. They lose a lot of key players from this defense, but you know that the way they coach, the way they reload every year, Wisconsin usually has a good, solid defense. So I'm not too concerned there. You look at the offensive side of the ball, Braylon Allen, one of the best running backs coming back in the country, and they're going to have a very good offensive line. But what about the passing game? That's the X factor. With Graham Mertz, we know he's got potential. We've seen flashes of it, but we've seen a lot of inconsistency from him. Can he take that next step? They lose pretty much everyone, all their pass catchers from last year, wide receivers, Jake Ferguson at tight end. So who's he going to throw the football to? There's just not a lot to get excited about when you look at this passing game. But if it could somehow take a step forward, Wisconsin becomes a really, really good team potentially. So the potential is there, but there are also, again, a lot of question marks for this Wisconsin team. You look at the schedule here, they will open up with Illinois State on September the 3rd. That should be an easy win. We'll go ahead and give them one there. So 1-0 start for them. Then they'll play Washington State at home. Washington State is a team that we don't know too much about. New coaching staff there. I think they'll probably have a decent offense just looking at their team this year. But Wisconsin's run game will wear them down. I think Wisconsin will pull away in the second half. A game that's probably close for a little bit, but then Wisconsin, again, they'll pull away, and then I think they'll beat New Mexico State as well. So I've got them starting off 3-0. Then the big game against Ohio State on the road. Some people think Wisconsin can challenge Ohio State. You go back to the blueprint from last year, Oregon running the football, Michigan running the football. That bodes well for Wisconsin because we know they're going to be able to run the football. And if they can slow this game down, keep the Ohio State offense on the sidelines, maybe they make this game interesting. But I don't think their offense, they're not going to be able to convert enough third downs through the air when things don't go as well on the ground to where I just don't know if they're going to be able to sustain drives over and over and over. And I think Ohio State may score pretty much every time they get the ball. So I'm going to go with the Buckeyes here. I think they will win this game. Pretty good game, but Ohio State just the better team. I've got them winning that one. Then they'll play Illinois next on October the 1st. Illinois is a team that it shouldn't be very good this year, honestly. The game's at home for Wisconsin. No reason to really think that they should lose this one, so we'll give them a win there in that one. Northwestern coming up next on October the 8th on the road. Northwestern's a sneaky good team. A team that I think people are sleeping on. You think because of last year this team is going to be bad. I think they'll be better than they were last season. Pat Fitzgerald, one of the best coaches in really the country. He'll have this team, I think, ready to bounce back this year. But it's a very tough division there in the West. I think Wisconsin still just a little too good. They find a way to go on the road and survive. But it's a close one. I think it'll be a close game, but a win for Wisconsin to improve to 5-1. Michigan State comes up next on October the 15th on the road. Really high on this Michigan State team. I know some people expect them to drop off. Kenneth Walker is gone, and you see that and think they're going to drop off. I'm telling you, they've added a couple of transfers at that running back position. They're going to be good again. I think they'll be pretty much just as good as they were last season. Plus, they're playing at home. I think it's a good one. A game where it's probably lower scoring, a lot of running the football. Michigan State, we saw last year, they can stop the run. You've got to throw the football to beat them. I don't think Wisconsin can do that. I'm going to go with the Spartans to get the win. Wisconsin falls to 5-2. Up next is Purdue on October the 22nd. This should be a good one. A key game in the division. Home game for Wisconsin. Purdue is, a team that's going to score a lot of points. They're going to throw the football similar to Ohio State, but I don't think Purdue's defense will be as good as Ohio State's. And so I think Wisconsin is able to kind of sustain some of those drives. Plus, they have that home field advantage. That's enough. I'm going with Wisconsin over Purdue to improve to 6-2. Next game is against Maryland. Kind of the same story here with Maryland as I just talked about with Purdue. They're going to have an offense. They're going to probably be able to put up some points, but Wisconsin will slow this game down. It'll be a game. It'll be their type of game. They're playing at home. They'll keep it low scoring. They'll run the football. They'll do what they want to do because I don't think Maryland's defense is good enough to really slow them down. Very similar to the Purdue game, Wisconsin gets the win here and improves to 7-2. Next game is on the road at Iowa. This one's really a toss-up. Two teams are very similar. Another lower scoring game. Both teams going to want to run the football. Iowa's defense, I think, is going to be a little bit better than Wisconsin's. Wisconsin's going to have a better run game. Both passing games have a lot of question marks. I mean, it's just a toss-up game. Flip a coin. It can go either way. Usually, when that's the case, I'm going to go with the home team, so I'm going to go with Iowa. Wisconsin loses their third game. Next up, it's Nebraska on November the 19th. On the road, Nebraska team that really, I think is going to be good this year. I think this will be a really good game. I think Nebraska actually is the better team, plus they're playing at home. Going to go with the Cornhuskers. I think it'll be close, but I'm going to say Nebraska wins this game and gives Wisconsin their fourth loss. And then finally, Minnesota at the end of the year. Another team that's similar to Wisconsin. Going to want to run the football. A veteran team, coached very well. This will be a great game. It's another one of those coin flip type games. Where is the home field advantage? Well, this game is at Wisconsin. I'm going to pick the Badgers here to beat Minnesota and finish off 8-4. So I'm actually under the Vegas number of 8.5. Sure, they could beat Iowa or Nebraska and get to 9-3. I don't see them beating Ohio State. I really don't see them beating Michigan State. I think some people are going to be surprised with how good Michigan State is again this year. Maybe they beat Iowa or Nebraska, but 9-3, I think about as good as you're going to get if you're Wisconsin. It's hard to see them going 7-5 though. Maybe they trip up against Northwestern or something. So I feel pretty good. I think 8-4, a pretty good prediction here for Wisconsin, and that's what I think they'll do in 2022.